Y yo también estoy grabando. A ver, okay. Hi teacher and classmates, we are going to present the tradition of the Day of the Dead in the different Latin American countries. Okay. The Day of the Dead in Mexico. When, as with the country celebrate the Day of the Dead, Mexico will always the fears that it comes to meet. It occurs on November 2, and Mexico is the country that the first began is the celebration of the Day of the Dead. The celebration began when Mexicans believe that the dead will be often more before an annual celebration to honor the dead. Next, okay. Something recognized from the day that Katrina Mexican won the most representative icons, the culture of Mexico, and the character, the missing of the Day of the Dead, a symbol of the dead. Next, please. And the typical food, next. So, yeah. The typical food of the Mexico on the special day of the main ones is the bread of the dead and more sweets and the others eating.
Hello. The commemoration of date of the deed shows the cultural diversity of the country of the four worlds on November 2. Ecuador and each of regions remember it in the cassette writing magazine on ancestral tradition and rights that are part of the country's culture, the honored memory of their loved ones who depart from the world with various activity. It is religious tradition that is preserved for hundreds of years in the country in which certain very important cultural activity stands out. One, visit and arrangement in the celebration in cemeteries. Two, followers on the graves. Three, vigil in the tombs. Four, colada morada and guagua de pan. The guagua de pan began to be gracias. The guagua de pan began to be made in the 29 country. At that time, the Integron people prepare mass figures to remember their deeds, especially children. That is where the name of Guagua de Pan comes from. Guay means child in Quechua. La colada morada, a drink made from black con mortiño, blackberry, pineapple, pineapple peel, orange leaf, orange peel, attack, sang orange cloves, sweet pepper, babaco, strawberry, peach, ishimpo, cinnamon, naranjilla, sugar, cornstarch. It is should be noted that in the city of Quito, there is an extraordinary activity around gastronomy, which is currently supported be a joint effort of state, public, and private entities, the strengthening this traditional very preserved human group is in Ecuador. De ahí Tulcán es next. Siguiente. Tulcán, Imbabura, Pichincha, Cotopaxi, Tungurahua, Chimborazo, Cuenca y Loja.
Who's next? The Day of the Dead in Guatemala.
I can't see the presentation. I don't know why.
You can. You cannot see it right now?
I don't know why I can't see it now.
Oh my god, wait. Um,
I don't know if it's just me.
oh my god. So I think that you now can see that, right? Okay,
Yes. Okay.
ready.
So I'm going to talk about the Day of the Dead in Guatemala. Uh, continue. Okay, so the Day of the Dead in Guatemala, like in all of Latin America, is pretty similar. We have like this gathering around the graves of the ancients, where people share with their ancestors. But one of the main things that surprised me about the Day of the Dead in Guatemala is the fact that they paint the graves of their ancestors, which is something that we don't see uh, here in Ecuador, for example. Um, Something that caught my attention as well is the fact that they prepare meals for the ancestor. They prepare a special treat for their loved one, and they bring it to the cemetery. And also, some people play music or even bring some serenades to the graves to play, and they make some sort of party around their loved ones. Continue. Um, there is also the cult fiambre, which is a tradition in Guatemala. It's a mixture of meats and vegetables, um, which well, it's a pretty simple dish. It is served cold, and it is meant to be ready to eat meals to share with your ancestors once you visit them. Continue. So there is also these barriletes, and this is one of the traditions that I like the most about this country. So these are like giant cometas. Uh, well, yeah. These were brought by the Chinese on the 19th century. So this tradition it is said that it's a way to like communicating with your ancestors that now are in heaven. Um, and as you can see in the picture, there are like these are like giant cometas. And this so this tradition of making these giant things was suggested by President Jorge Ubico, and since then they like it became a tradition to make like every year to make a bigger barrilete. Next. Well, last, I'm going to talk about the Carrera de Ánimas. It is a pretty interesting event where some some drunk riders, uh, like it is a race, a horse race, where there are drunk riders wearing these typical costumes and some other trinkets. Uh, Yeah, and well, it is like a tradition to keep to honor the dead. Yeah, this is a race to honor the dead done by these people in these costumes. That's it.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the Day of the Dead or All Souls Day in El Salvador. So the Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, is a very important and fascinating tradition all over Latin America. So, like you can see, we share a lot of things in common. We share like the basically the spirit and the soul of the consider the dead like an total different like in Europe that is real and it is not like a party. It's like just more like I don't know, like another day that is not like a party. So if you are not in Latin America, you may find this tradition um, generally fascinating because it is probably very different. Like I'm talking from the what you are used to as a European or North American. So so so, for example, people in El Salvador usually celebrate the Day of the Dead every year on the 2nd of November. The family and friends are coming together, and at the tombs of their beloved relatives or friends who have died. They usually sit down beside or even on the graves and pray. You can check on the pictures. There are a lot of people just around the tombs. So but now comes that part that is fascinating for everyone who has never seen it before. Well, you usually dress in black in Europe, like I was talking before, and everything seems to be very serious and sad. And in a cemetery, the Salvadorian people are decorating the tombs with the colorful flowers that you can check there. Um, so suddenly it appears that the cemetery is a place that comes back to life. People are cleaning the graves and painting the tombs, cross it bright in bright colors. So they are not even singing, playing music, and having lunch on the graves. Um, so like I was talking before, everything seems to be a big, a happy family meeting, but don't be also but El Salvador are as sad as we are when some people of their beloved relatives or friend dies. So now I'm gonna talk about a Calbiusa parade that is a really special, like in it's important celebration here in El Salvador around the Day of the Dead. So the Calbiusa parade is like is the festival that is celebrated since the 90s of the last century. John's Salvador pre-Hispanic heritage and the mythological figures like the Sihuanaba, or Cipitio, La Llorona, etc., collected from the whole Central American region together with the Catholic All Saints Day holiday. And it's a tradition of honoring the dead relatives. So you can notice the children and young people dress up in scary costumes and carrying painted cards march from the local cemetery to the downtown plaza where the party culminates with music, dance, drinking, and eating pumpkin juice with honey. So that's it. I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Yeah.